Hello, Coach Janice with Trifecta Nutrition Coaching, here to provide you some tips for your pre and post workout. When it comes to working out, it's a great idea to eat some fuel or eat something prior to training. About 2 hours before is where we consider that pre-workout window, and then up to 2 hours after is where we consider post-workout. Prior to working out, up to a serving of protein, and then maybe starting with 1 to 2 servings of carbohydrates, 25 to 50 grams is usually adequate for most folks. And then after we train, in order to recover and synthesize muscle, we want to prioritize a little bit more protein in there. So we're looking for 1.5 to 2 servings of protein, or I would say a minimum of about 30 grams. And for some folks, it may be even up to 50 or 60 grams of protein. We are also looking to replenish the energy that we lost from our training, so we do want to prioritize carbohydrates again. And once again, we're looking for that 25 to 50 grams. So we can keep it nice and simple for you. I thought it was important to kind of show you some quick and easy pre-workout ideas, and then show you how you can utilize the same foods for your post-workout. Now, if I am quick to kind of run out the door and I'm getting ready to go for a run, or I'm getting ready to work out, and maybe I ate 3 hours ahead of time, but I just need a little extra fuel, at that time, I will just grab a quick acting, simple carbohydrate like fruit. They can be utilized for energy, allow all the blood to go to my muscles, and allow my digestive tract to calm down. So I will grab something like a couple oranges or a banana, or here I have some fresh fruit, a cup of that, kind of put that in, and then get ready for my training. So while protein is important, if you are sometimes like me where you're running out and you need something really quick, grabbing those carbohydrates is going to be more important. I also have some applesauce. We use that in the house here. It's quick and easy to grab. That can also be a quick acting carbohydrate to utilize for quick fuel. Now, I had mentioned that some of the foods that I use pre-workout are also the foods I use post-workout. And I also do want to recognize that you kind of think about the fact that whether I train or not, the foods that I have behind me, which are simple, are foods that I eat on it every day. I just make them eat them at different times of the day. So one of my favorite go-tos in the morning prior to training is going to be oatmeal. Here I have some steel cut oats. Sometimes I use Oat Bran or instant oatmeal, and then I mix this with a protein powder, and then I add water, and for some additional carbohydrates I may add in either fresh fruit or honey. Prior to training, I will use about 1/2 scoop of that protein, which will give me about 15 grams. Post workout, I will do a 1.5 scoops to 2 scoops, which will give me approximately 40 grams. And then when I use either fruit or honey with my oatmeal, that gives me 50 grams of carbohydrates. So it can be utilized prior to training, typically about 2 hours before. And then I can have this same food just with the different quantities of each item to make that better serve my post workout. This is in my rotation. This is Greek yogurt. On a daily basis, I typically use plain Greek yogurt so that I can then flavor it how I would like. The Oikos has a 25-gram protein for 3/4 cup. I did a little less than that for my pre-workout. So I have 1/2 cup of Greek yogurt, and then I just have a cup of pineapple in here, which is going to give me about 30 grams of carbohydrates and about 15 grams of protein. So once again, the same food, I would actually maybe do 1.25 cups of my Greek yogurt and pop my pineapple in the same amount, and something that I have pre-workout can now be a post-workout fuel. A lot of different ideas to put in here too. Sometimes I do granola, or in the morning sometimes I'll do the all-bran cereal to get a little bit of fiber in there. I do all different kinds of fruits. Sometimes I do drizzle peanut butter on top, especially with blueberries. I do like that combination. And 1 tablespoon of peanut butter is going to provide you 4 or 5 grams of protein and about 8 grams of fat. So it's not high in fat, great tasting, really good for you. One of my favorite things to kind of have with me, and I have this in a little container just in my bag, along with the honey. You'll see I have these honey sticks. This just works for me. I like to be able to transport and know that I have fuel available for me at all times. So prior to working out, this is an early morning workout kind of tradition for me, is 1/2 scoop of protein powder, which is going to give me just 12 grams of protein. And then 1 honey packet, which is 25 grams of carbohydrates. I mix those together, super easy. Post-workout, this same food, I would do a 1.5 scoops of this protein, which will give me 35 grams of protein. And once again, pop that in with my honey and in my shaker bottle. So they are in my gym bags. As mentioned, sometimes our food that we have for either lunch or dinner or breakfast is our pre or post workout. So today I made a bunch of wraps. Today after I train, I will have a whole wrap. These are cut into halves, so whether I had half of it as a pre-workout, which would give me about 15 grams of protein and 25 grams of carbohydrates, or if I have it post-workout, I have that whole wrap that will give me exactly kind of what I need. So just to show you how a simple lunch meal or dinner meal or breakfast meal can provide you with both the pre and post workouts. And as mentioned, it's important to recognize that these foods, while they may be serving your workout, they're also foods that you can just incorporate in your day to help you plan out so that you can get all the protein, all the carbohydrates, and all the fuel and energy you need for proper recovery and to help synthesize that muscle. I hope these tips help.